guys, welcome back to Cruisin. I have a video for you guys today, actual Cressida content, and I'm gonna introduce you guys to my Cressida. This is Bay. This is #1 priority, regardless of what my wife has to say. And I'm just gonna talk about this car today, I guess. First, some background. So, prior to getting this car, growing up, I played Gran Turismo. I played Forza Motorsport, and I always loved, I don't know, just, I guess ever since Tokyo Drift, right? I'm not gonna lie, like, I just love drifting. That's, you know, prior to me leaving high school. Graduated high school, got out, and I was actually not even 18 years old when I graduated, so I had to wait a little while, but I was looking for my first car. And a couple cars that I was interested in getting was like the 240SX. Even my friend had a 200SX Gustavo, and I had known about those cars, and I was on clubs12.org, and I was looking for them, but nothing ever popped up for me cheap and also somewhat decent to start a project on. I knew about Cressidas. I actually was looking into like the X7s, a 1985 to 88 or 87 Cressida. But again, I didn't have that much money. I had just started my first job. So I came home one day from work, and this thing, I kid you not, was just sitting stock, sitting in my driveway. So I asked around, and apparently it was my uncle's. He had brought it home because he had driven up to his shop about 40 minutes north of where we lived, and his car had broke down, so he had taken this home. What was crazy was I knew exactly what it was. I had seen my friend, he's my friend, right? But Lloyd's Cressida on Speed Hunters, and this Cressida actually belonged to the shop where he works, owner's mom. And the car was just sitting at the shop, either getting some work done or whatever. And when his car broke down on the way up there, he needed a car to get home, so he just borrowed this. And I could not believe it. And he was talking to me about it, and you know, I was asking him like, dude, what is this? Why do you have it? And can I buy it? And he laughed. He's like, yeah, I just gotta ask. He just has to ask the owner, ask the original owner, make sure it's cool, and I'm pretty sure I can buy it off of him. I think the next day he calls me back, or he comes back home with this car, because his other car, again, was broken down. So he comes back with this, and he tells me, yeah, they'll sell it to you. Whoops. Alright, sorry about that. So he comes back the next day, and he tells me, yeah, they'll sell it to you. I'm like, perfect. I have no money. I have like $300, but I'll buy it. How much do they want? He's like, she just wants $900 or $1,000 or something like that. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I can have that by at the end of the month, which is like in 2 weeks or whatever. Can she wait? And like, can we make it happen? And she goes, yeah, that's probably fine. So once I took over the car, I really didn't mess with it too much for probably a year or two. I mean, I just changed the oil, fixed whatever it needed, and just drove it, enjoyed it, just stock, super boat suspension, just granny spec, loved it. Even had a wrap steering wheel when I first bought it. That's why that steering wheel was actually still in decent condition for the age, for a 40-year-old car. So, and when I bought the car, like I said, I bought it basically off the original owner, and I have some paperwork to show you guys. Alright, so here's some paperwork I got with the car. I think it's pretty cool, so I'm going to share it with you guys. So this is the original, what's it called, warranty owner's guide. The original owner put some information on here. Date of first use. When it was bought, it only had 25 miles. This car. This is bought inside at a Newport dealership. Here's some information. I obviously don't want to show the previous owner's information for obvious reasons, phone number, address, but her name was Dorothy. It's all falling apart, but here's the back side of it. Here's the front. Oh no, this is flipped around. So here's some pages from inside. Warranty, what's covered, explaining what causes what, and especially in California with the emissions. And then some maintenance records, which are all empty. So, but I mean, the original motor was in it when I got it, so she took care of it. I mean, it went to the dealership, and her son had the shop where my uncle works at, so it always got taken care of. And she even had the original owner's manual, and you can see writing, let's see, here you can see writing 83,000 miles on it. So the car right now has roughly on the chassis about 140. So look at that. They had a vacuum leak at some point. So the books obviously are not in good condition. The car is in way better condition than these books, but at least I have them. And something to at least reference back to if I ever need it. So there's a 1981. This one I got out of a car in the junkyard, believe it or not, a 78. If anyone wants to buy it or wants it, hit me up on Instagram or something, and we can work something out. So yeah, I'm not getting rid of these, but I mean, they're nice to look through and see all the little features that it came with, and you know, it's just cool. It's cool that I have it. It's cool that the car has some nice history to it. You know, it's just awesome. I got so lucky with this car, because I know these cars could easily exchange hands multiple times and have multiple mechanics working on them and body work and damage, but I mean, mine's pretty clean for the most part. That's how I got the car. I mean, as most of you guys probably are from my Instagram, you guys know I've been slowly working on this thing. It stayed stock for the most, like, very long time. Then I did a W58 swap in it, which with a Mark II trans, which doesn't fit directly in the hole, but I made it work because at the junkyards at the time there was a bunch of Mark II transmissions, and I pulled this one out, put it in, and it's worked. Doesn't grind, shifts smooth. So I know I'm gonna eventually look for a Mark III trans, but this works for now, so I'll just keep it. And then I swapped in a 7M GTE and built that, or tried to anyway, and it blew up a bunch of times because that's what 7Ms do apparently. I wanted to make the 7M work, but it didn't want to work with me. Then that's okay. So what I got in here now is a 5MG out of a 85 Toyota Cressida, and it does good, as you guys saw in the clip. That's basically what the car has now. It's got a stock diff that's been welded up. It's got lowering Ibach springs in the rear with some Coney shocks, Mustang Camaro shocks. It's got X7 Cressida front spindles with cut coils. So, I mean, other than that, that's all I've modified. I mean, just had to cut to these guys real quick because I just came back inside the house and this is what these guys are doing. Okay, after I had the 7M GTE swap and it all dismantled, my uncle sent a picture to the original owner, and she was like excited but also scared that like the car's getting worked on and it's, you know, still going, but she was scared that like she sent it to her death, which, you know, fair enough. You know, you have some young kid that took over your car, you never know what they're going to do to it, but I mean, obviously it runs and drives and it's together, and it's, you know, I try to keep the paint as best as I can, and oh, the glare, no. That my buddy Jeremy took for me, and my wife put this together. And this is kind of cool that she did. Oh, you can't see it. It says built, not bought. So I've had it like this, and I took it up to JCCS in 2014 for the 10th anniversary JCCS, and I took it just like that. So I think that basically catches everyone up to speed on the Cressida that I have and the history behind it. Again, I skipped through a lot, I'm sure, of what I've done to it, just little things here and there. But again, I don't want to go get depressed because I'll be talking a lot about engine swaps because I'll do a lot of those on this car. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.